This is a good time to reflect on the things that are important to us. And so that is going to be the title of this series, Things That Matter in Life, Matters of the Heart. Get ready, ready. 5 years to live, you have a little bit more time to plan. So what would you do? Would you restructure your life? Would you get a new job? Would you quit your job? Would you start a business that you've always wanted to start? What would be important to you? Why do we have to, as humans, why do we have to get to a place where we're at the bottom looking up, where we've hit a tragedy, for us to realize that life is precious, that life is a gift? Why do we have to be faced with a question like, what if you had 5 years to live? What would you do with your time? To really realize, okay, wait a minute, I need to get my act together. Why is that? I think it's because, I think we take for granted every single day. I don't think we really truly value the beauty of life. Life is beautiful. And I think that we have convinced ourselves that we'll only enjoy life when life is perfect or when things go our way. Maybe you have a little bit of perfectionism in you. I know I used to be a perfectionist, and I have long since been set free from that because that is bondage to an illusion. And it's really steeped in insecurities and people pleasing and all of that. But instead of saying, I'm going to wait until I get that perfect job, I'm going to wait until I drop 20 pounds, I'm going to wait until I marry my perfect husband, or I meet that wonderful woman that's just amazingly beautiful and stunningly intelligent, I'm going to enjoy every moment of my life. All of the imperfections, all the lumps, the bumps, all the scrapes, the bruises, I'm going to make up my mind that I'm going to enjoy my life right now, today. And I believe that when we start thinking like that, truly start thinking like that, then what happens is we start to view the world differently, and we start to view ourselves differently. We start to really dig deep and ask ourselves some really meaningful questions. So if you had 5 years to live, what would you do? I know for me, I would really do the best that I could to make memories with my loved ones. Because memories are the things that hold us together when we're apart. It's what brings us joy and comfort when we're sad. And so I would really dig in deep and try to find ways to just have fun. And I think what we do is we say, well, I can't do that because I can't afford to go on a cruise, or I can't afford to take my kids to Disney World, and I can't afford to all of these things. And again, I can't is another, that's a scarcity mindset. We can talk about that at another time. But why not just sit in the yard, okay? Get a chair or get a blanket, put it on the grass, sit down and talk. Gee, it's a novel idea. Let's just put down everything that we're doing, stop being distracted, and just talk to each other. Laugh, tell corny jokes. My dad used to tell the corniest jokes, okay? My mother doesn't drive, God bless her. And so my dad was the Uber before Uber became the thing. He was an Uber for free, guys. So when we were younger, we couldn't stay at home by ourselves. So we all 5 of us had to pile into the car and go with my father wherever he brought my mother. And we had to wait for her to come out because, again, she didn't drive. So while we're sitting in the car and, we're as kids, we're bickering, fighting, and, he touched me. Tell him to stop touching me. Why is he looking at me like that? Dad, all that craziness, right? If you're a parent, you understand. So my dad started telling these corny jokes. But now that I'm looking back on it as an adult with my own family, I love those memories. I cherish those memories. All of those wonderful memories that I now have that at the time seemed really corny and lame, but now they're so endearing to me. What would you do if you knew when your last day on this earth would be? Would you waste time being angry? Would you let anger consume you? How about this one? Would you continue to refuse to forgive, even if you have a right to be angry? Even if you're justified in your anger and your feelings of betrayal, even in that, would you refuse to let it go? Would you release it? Because forgiving means to release a person of a debt. Now, I'm not saying it's easy, because it's not. And I did do a video talking about the steps of forgiveness and why it's important to forgive and the process of forgiveness. And I would invite you to watch that video just to get some more insight on that. I'm not saying it's easy. It's not like a light switch. You can't just flip the switch up and say, "Oh, I'm fine," because that really is unrealistic and that's inauthentic, and you really are in denial if you do that. But what could you do to move you to a place where you can truly, authentically release a person from your heart in terms of being angry with them or not forgiving them? Because forgiveness is nothing, it has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with you. And so it's all about maximizing the time you have left. Are you going to fill those last few months and weeks, days, or years with anger that's going to crowd out everybody else and everything else? Or are you going to release that anger, open up your heart, and make room for the things that really matter? Having a mindset of gratitude, understanding that not only being thankful for what you have, but why you're thankful. So in other words, use this sentence: I'm grateful, or I'm thankful for this because of. So let's see. I'll give you an example from me. I had a problem with getting online, doing Facebook Lives. It was really difficult for me. Even though I'm a speaker, it was hard for me to get online. I think it had to do with the fact that I didn't understand technology like I wanted to. So whenever I hit a bump, what I would say to myself is, you know what? I'm grateful for the opportunity to learn how to do this better, because when I learn how to do this better, I will be able to better help a wider audience of people. So instead of saying, I just can't do this thing, this technology is such a pain, every time I try, I get buffering, my phone is old, is outdated, my daughter's not here, she can't help me, I can't. Now I'm all of a sudden, can't you just feel the energy? I've gone into a negative space. And once I start saying, I can't, and I give in to the temporary feelings of frustration, I now have put myself on a path that, guess what? I can't. But when I have a spirit or a mindset of gratitude, and I say, you know what, this is a struggle right now for me because I don't know really what I'm doing and I'm learning as I go, I'm grateful for the opportunity to learn. I'm grateful that this is available to me, where I can speak and reach people and help them live their best life. So see how the energy went back up? See how when I became positive, my mind opened up, and all of a sudden I began to think creatively and innovatively. My mind didn't shut down, but I was open to ideas and solutions, and things that I needed were attracted to me. I mean, let's just face it. No one is attracted to a negative person, right? When you're around someone that's negative, what do you want to do? You want to get away from them just as quickly as you can. In fact, when you see them coming, you're like, oh my goodness, okay, maybe if I duck behind this pole and be really still, they won't see me and they'll keep going, right? We don't want to be around anything negative. Why? Because it brings us down. It drains us. So if that person's negativity is going to drain you, how much more is your own negativity draining you? So if you only have a few years to live, are you going to spend those years being a negative, closing yourself off to the world and putting yourself in a place where nothing is possible? Or you're going to be open to prospects and open to creating memories and really prioritizing your life, where you can focus on the things that really, truly matter. I was reflecting on my own life and the year that I've had and the things that I've accomplished, and I thank God that I was able to do a lot this year. But there was also a lot of testing for me. There was also a lot of struggle for me because I was moving into an area that I had never been in before. And so there was a learning curve. There were things that I did not know. There were things that I did not quite understand. And so I was dealing with all of those things. But even in all of that, I've made tremendous progress and I've experienced a level of success that I didn't have before. But I think if I had thought about those struggles as something happening to me, I don't think I would have had the level of success that I have, because I would have become the victim. It would have been, oh gosh, why does this keep happening to me? Every time I turn around, this is happening to me. Poor me. Just reflecting on the year, it made me want to talk about that with you. It made me want to explore that topic and look at it and see, what would we do with our lives if we didn't have as much time as we thought we had? How will we prioritize ourselves when we really look at the things that are important to our lives, like friends, really good friends, family, purpose, destiny, all of these things that really truly matter, that give our lives significance and meaning? Are we getting swept up in someone else's dream and foregoing ours and letting ours fall to the wayside? Are we drowning in disappointment and regret and not taking a moment to be grateful for all the wonderful things that we have in our lives? Remember what I said earlier? You may not be able to afford to take your kids to that vacation that you've always wanted to take them on. And while you're working towards being able to do that for your family, because you should have a goal to work towards. But in the meantime and in the in-between time, enjoy them now. Enjoy the time you have while you have it, and appreciate and value the people in your life that mean something. And I want to invite you, just in the next 7 days, really reflect on matters of the heart. Look at your life from an objective standpoint. Pretend like you are standing on a mountaintop and you're looking over into your life, and write down what you see. Don't evaluate it, just write down what you see. And then after you've done that, give yourself some time and then go back and evaluate to see, do I like what I see? Am I happy with this? Should I make changes here? Am I getting off course? Am I getting off focus? And when you do that, it'll help you to put things into perspective, and things will become crystal clear on what you need to do next. Easy exercise, but I think it helps us to get out of ourselves. It helps us to step out of the emotion and the situation that we're in the moment, and look at it from a different point of view. Kind of like when you go to a friend and you say to them, listen, I'm all in my feelings about this thing. Let me tell you what just happened to me, and you tell me what you see or what you hear. It's kind of like that, except you're doing it with yourself. You're being your own friend in a sense. So guys, that's it for today. I'm so glad that you joined me. My husband just popped in. I apologize for that, guys. I am grateful that I have a husband that loves me enough that he supports me, because so many women do not. You see that? I could have looked at that and said, oh my gosh, he ruined my video. You can talk, honey. You don't have to whisper.
Oh, hi.
He ruined my video. This is a mess. But I didn't do that, because it's not a mess. Because this is all about life and embracing all of the imperfections and the things that pop up. Would you like to add something, honey?
Absolutely not.
See, I'm grateful that he doesn't have anything to share, because now I can end. On that note, guys, I will see you next week. Be blessed. Bye.